Hi everyone, welcome to Addie's Tiny Life episode 12. I'm in my tiny house right now as we speak. It's going great. In this video, I'm going to show you me moving the house from its spot in North Carolina to its spot here in South Carolina, as well as a quick tour of the inside of the house and then just a little bit of some extra details and things that went into all of that. Hi everyone, we are at my tiny house right now, getting ready to move it. It's been a bit of a process. My original movers turned out to be not so great people, so they took my deposit and ran. It's fine, but so I got another mover. Pause on that note. So the new movers that I found were Daniel and Larry. It's C&D Auto Transport, I think is the name of the company. They're out of Saluda, North Carolina. I have nothing but good things to say about those guys. Seriously, I called them Friday morning. Larry came down that day. He helped move my house. He helped set it up. He was so kind, so professional. Nothing but good things to say about those guys. I am not going to say the name of the company that burned me because I don't think they deserve any free advertising. But if you ever need anybody to move something for you, C&D Auto Transport in Saluda, North Carolina. Awesome. So I'm getting ready to move my tiny house right now from Waynesville, North Carolina to Spartanburg, South Carolina. It's about an hour and a half drive. I'm going to show you what the house looks like. We boarded up the front window and we're getting ready, just prepping it to get on the road. Okay guys, so we have this huge crank. So when it's attached to the truck, this will crank up the foot and we'll get that off the ground. We've boarded up my big bay window, so in case any rocks that are flying through won't shatter that glass. The sides don't need windows to be boarded because it's going sideways and hopefully no one hits me from the side. But yeah, we are pretty much ready to go at this point. Just gotta put all the jacks up off the ground and move it. And just a huge shout out to Ed and Jason. These two guys really spent the most amount of time on my house. I love the finished product. It has been a long 6 months and I'm so proud of them. I hope they're proud of themselves because they did an amazing job. So one of the major problems we had with my house was getting it level once it was in my spot. My parents were here for the weekend. They came down Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And Friday, pretty much all day was taken up with just moving it. The last couple hours we tried to level it, didn't work. Saturday, we spent pretty much all day trying to level it. So we were actually relying on the jacks to hold most of the weight. Because my house is kind of on a hill, it was really hard to get the back corner up to level the house. We actually ended up, 2 of the jacks broke, one of them bent in transport, and Ed and Donna are actually going to come down and replace those for me, which is super nice of them, and I very much appreciate it. So 2 of them broke, and pro tip for those of you who don't know, because I didn't, I've never had a camper before or anything where I had to level something. I didn't know that you are not supposed to put the weight of the house on the jacks. The jacks are more like stabilizers and the weight of the house should really still be on the wheels. The wheels and that front foot that I showed you when we were moving it. So it's been a learning curve really this whole time. My landlord Noel came out and he helped me a ton. He actually had a forklift that he helped push the house up and then he put some cinder blocks under it. So it's really solid right now. And if I was gonna stay in this spot a lot longer, I would actually probably put those cinder blocks more permanently under the frame of the house to hold it there for a long period of time and then also tie it down into the ground so the wind wouldn't knock it over. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But leveling it was a real challenge. It was difficult, but it's level now. We did it after a week. Also, my power wasn't turned on and neither is my water. So we have no power and no water yet, but it's okay. We're doing it. There was so much that went into moving and setting up my house. One video that's 7 minutes would never cover it. If you guys have specific questions about me moving and setting the house up, please feel free to ask me. I can include them in another video, but for most of you that would bore you to death, so I'm not going to do that. So now let's do a little tour of my house because it's set up, and if I say so myself, it looks really good. So this has been Abby's Tiny Life, episode 12. I've been in my house for a week now. The biggest takeaways from this first week that I found is I have to clean a lot. I sweep every day. I've got to pay close attention to what Fig is doing in the yard, because if he comes in with muddy paws and I don't catch him, I not only have to sweep, but I also have to mop. So my house gets just as dirty as a regular house, but you can see it so much easier because it's such a condensed space. But other than that, I've had a really great first week in my house. I'm gonna do another video about what it's like to live in a tiny house, pros and cons. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys following me on the journey. It has been about 6 months since I started. Finally living here. I love it. I love where I am. This is exactly what I wanted it to be. Thank you so much for your support. Those who have reached out, those who are just watching, I do really appreciate it. Mom and Dad, thank you so much. I love you. And everyone else who's really been there for me over the last 6 months, even through my doubts and fears. I really appreciate it. So thank you guys so much. I hope you keep tuning in just to see what it's like to really live in one of these. I'm excited to see how it goes as time goes on. But I'm gonna sign off for now. Again, like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.